Make it simple, make it cool, make it really look like you. Wahl makes it easy to do.
No matter what the style, Wahl home haircutting kits make it easy. Every Wahl clipper is American-made with snap-on cutting guides for all kinds of looks and lays, plus everything you need for professional-looking haircuts right at home. Wahl home haircutting kits.
Wahl makes it easy for you.
Wahl makes it easy. Easy to cut hair like a pro at home. For sports, for fashion, for any look at all, Wahl makes it easy for you to cut, shorten, shape, or style conveniently, quickly. We'll show you how Wahl makes it easy for you. In this video, you'll see examples of popular hairstyles made easy. But first, we'll look at a couple of ways you can make sure your Wahl clipper provides you with years of convenient cuts. Today, you'll see demonstrations of both the rechargeable cord or cordless and the AC-powered Wahl clippers. The hair cutting techniques we'll look at work equally well with either model, but you may find that the cordless model is better suited to smaller hands. Its lightweight, ergonomic design represents a real breakthrough in comfort and ease of use. The rechargeable clipper gives you complete freedom. Cut hair anytime, any place. The rechargeable model also features a quick detach blade system, which allows for changing of blades for closer or longer cuts and ease of cleaning. The rechargeable model may also be used with the power cord when the battery is low or when giving a number of haircuts. Popular Wahl AC models, such as the Homecut clipper shown here, provide a convenient taper lever for varying the closeness of the cut. By moving the lever up, you get the closest cut, leaving the hair short. Push the blade downward and the cutting length increases gradually. Both models come with a wide assortment of guide combs. Wahl makes it easy. These guide combs make cutting hair at home almost mistake-free. Wahl offers a broad selection of guide combs, including the unique Wahl left and right guide combs for cutting around ears, getting a tapered, professional look. Each comb is designed to cut hair to a specific length. We'll look at the guide combs in action a little later. You'll find an illustration like this one in your owner's manual to help you match the right comb to the right cut. To install a comb, slide it into position on the clipper blade and press it down. You'll feel it click securely into place. A clip holds the guide comb in place. The clip is also the release tab for easy removal of the guide comb. Wahl makes it easy. Yes, Wahl makes it easy, including caring for your Wahl clipper. Be sure and read your owner's manual for full details on caring for your clipper. For now, we'll look at two simple things you can do to make sure your clipper gives you years of trouble-free hair cutting. Before you do any sort of maintenance to your clipper, be sure to unplug it if you've got the AC-powered model, or remove the power cord if you've got the battery-powered model. Keeping the blades clean and well-oiled increases their useful life. Always wipe off the clipper after you've finished using it. You can remove hair with a paper towel and a brush. You can also remove hair by moving the taper lever on the AC model up and down. This can be very handy for clearing jammed blades while cutting hair. The rechargeable clipper features a quickly detachable blade, making the clipper easy to clean. Simply detach the blade, then use a brush to clean the blade's top and bottom, along with the cam and spring retaining clip. The blades on the rechargeable model are permanently pre-aligned and will never need adjustment. Please refer to the instruction manual for further details. Oil the clipper by placing a few drops of oil on the teeth of the blades before and after every haircut. Be careful never to remove any lubricant. Be sure to use only the Wahl oil that came with your clipper. It's a fine oil specially formulated for your clipper and will not evaporate or leave a gummy residue, which could slow down the cutting blades. The high speed of the clipper blades requires this specific type of oil. You can get additional oil from your retailer or by ordering directly from Wahl. You'll find ordering information in the Wahl product catalog, which came with your clipper. Your AC-powered clipper was adjusted at the factory for peak efficiency. But if the voltage in your house is different, you might need to readjust your clipper. On the side of the clipper, you'll find a power screw to adjust the clipper's power setting. Use a screwdriver or a small coin. Turn the screw clockwise until you hear a sound like this. Then turn the screw counterclockwise until the noise stops. This is the maximum power setting for the voltage in your home. Now let's cut some hair. We're going to show you how Wahl makes it easy by demonstrating 5 different hairstyles. Bobby, our stylist, is going to demonstrate the techniques and methods that allow her to create up-to-date styles with her Wahl clippers. We'll look at a contemporary fashion cut, a traditional short or buzz haircut, a soccer or mushroom style, a blunt cut, and finally, we'll look at the style called the fade. Remember as we watch that Bobby is a professional. She'll be demonstrating techniques for you to practice yourself. You can adapt these techniques to a variety of styles. With Wahl making it easy for you, it's simply a matter of patience and practice. Let's start with a contemporary fashion cut. We're looking for a clean, tapered cut here. Bobby will start with a number 3 guide comb for the sides and back. A good principle to remember with the guide combs is to start with longer combs and work your way to the shorter combs. It's good to begin with this conservative approach, since you can always cut more hair off later, but you can't put any back. Bobby starts this cut at the front of the right side. The main technique to using the guide combs is a rocking motion with your wrist. Start at the bottom of the hairline and sweep your hand upward, rocking your wrist as you move the clipper towards the top of the head. Just let the guide comb move along the surface of the head. The guide comb will make sure the length of the cut is right. Wahl makes it easy. Using the same rocking motion, work from the front of the head towards the back. Use the finger from your other hand to hold the ear away from the head while you cut above the ear. As you cut around the head, continue to cut upwards. The rocking motion will allow you to begin blending the length of the cut towards the top of the head. That's another important technique which Bobby will use in many of the styles we'll see. Blending. It may sound difficult, but it's simply a matter of varying the length of the cuts from shorter to longer as you work from one area of the head to another. It's a technique that requires patience and practice, but you can get it. Wahl makes it easy. Continue with the guide comb and rocking motion around the back of the head to the other side. Here, Bobby is using another blending technique called clipper over comb. You use a comb to lift the hair away from the head and then use the edge of the comb as the cutting guide. This technique makes it easy to create a gradual blend line from the side to the top of the head. Bobby is also using this technique to remove some of the bulk from the edges of the top of the young man's head. Working up the neckline, Bobby switches to a number 1 guide comb and just uses the guide comb to follow the contour of the head and neck. Remember to work from larger combs to smaller combs. To do the top, we'll wet the hair and use a scissors. Comb the hair down in the front to look at the length for the bangs. Remember that hair seems longer when it's wet and shrinks when it dries. The key here is to cut the bangs to the length of the hair on the sides of the head. Compare the 2 lengths before you start cutting the bangs, then make a clean cut across the front by holding the hair between your first 2 fingers. Work with just a little hair at a time. As you cut, use the length of the hair you've already cut as your guide. This technique is called scissors over comb, similar to the clipper over comb technique. Now, Bobby continues cutting the hair back across the head. Hold the hair you've already cut at the bangs between your fingers and use it to gauge the length of the cuts. Again, work with a small section of hair at a time, being patient. Continue until you've cut all of the hair on the top of the head, working front to back and using the hair you cut most recently as a length guide. Then blend the top into the sides. You're trying to create a smooth transition from the length on the top to the length on the side. Hold the hair on the top and the hair from the sides in your fingers and trim the length to blend the 2 areas together. Continue your way around the head, blending in a circle until the whole head is done. Remove the guide comb from the clipper to trim the sideburns. Hold the ear out of the way to create a clean line in the hair around the ear. Next, finish up around the neckline for a nice, even line across the back of the neck. And here's the finished product. Next, we'll do the traditional short or buzz cut. Bobby's going to begin with a number 2 guide comb. As we've already discussed, you might want to start with a longer comb and work to a shorter one. Use the same rocking motion with your wrist as you work back along the head, letting the guide follow the contour of the head. For a tapered cut around each ear, switch to the left or right ear guide comb. Work from back to front. Switch back to the number 2 comb and continue towards the back of the head with a rocking motion from the neck upwards toward the crown of the head. Go right around the back of the head to the other side. Switch back to the other directional guide comb to cut around the other ear. Then use the number 2 guide comb to finish the side, working from front to back. Anytime you're working with hair that has a strong, definite growth pattern or cowlick, remember to cut against the direction of the hair's growth. Next, Bobby switches to a number 3 guide comb to work on the top of the head. The longer guide comb keeps a little more length on the top of the head. Work from the front straight back, keeping the attachment against the head. In the case of the cowlick at the front of the head, Bobby cuts with the growth direction rather than against, allowing the hair's natural appearance to remain. Trim the sideburns with no attachment combs. You might also want to use the taper lever to adjust the depth of the cut to work around the base of the neck, blending the length. And that's it! Next, we're going to trim up the socker or mushroom cut. This is a popular style, and we'll demonstrate a couple of techniques important to creating it. Bobby starts with a technique called clippers over comb. Here you use the tapered barber comb, just like a guide comb, to establish the length of the cut. Curve the hair out from the head with the comb and cut with the clippers along the comb. Work from the front of the head to the back. Hold the ear down and work behind the ear with the comb. Continue around the head, over the ear, and all the way to the front. Now we'll start on the top of the head. We're trying to get a definite line for the mushroom look. This is called a rollover technique. Roll the comb underneath the line of the hair until you're holding the comb perpendicular to the head. Make horizontal cuts with the clipper held level. Use this technique all the way around the side, back, and other side of the head. Then use the clipper to clean up closely around the sideburns and ears. To cut the bangs, we'll wet the hair down, then comb the bangs straight down. Look at where the hair falls naturally. The key to cutting bangs is to match the length of the bangs with the length of the sides and blending the two together. And here's the finished style. We're now going to look at the blunt cut, a popular style for medium-length hair. You can adapt this style to a wide variety of lengths. Begin by combing through the hair to remove any tangles or snarls. Next, section the hair into 4 sections. Divide the hair into 1 section on each side and 2 in the back. Use hair clamps to hold the hair up. This keeps the hair up out of the way while you work. As you section up the hair, leave out a section at the back. This first section will be your guideline for the entire cut. To begin cutting, Bobby decides on the length of the style. Then she tilts the head slightly forward and begins. Comb the hair straight down. Hold the hair between your first and second fingers. Cut the first section with the clippers. Work with little portions of hair at a time. Use the portion of hair you've cut as a guideline for the hair you're going to cut next. Now Bobby brings down more hair. Take only a portion of one of the neck sections. Comb this next section down. Use the hair below, the hair you've already cut, as your cutting guideline. Trim the new section to the same length. You'll get the best results by cutting from the middle of the combed out section towards the outsides. As you make each cut, comb the hair out and hold it between your first 2 fingers. Keep the head pushed slightly forward. When you've finished the back sections, move to the sides. Work from the back towards the front. You'll use the hair you cut in the back as your length guide for cutting the sections of hair on the sides. The key to the blunt cut style is an even line all the way around the head. The secret to success is sectioning the hair, taking small portions of one section at a time and matching each cut you make to the hair below that you've already cut. Be patient and take small sections of hair. Using small sections of hair will make it easier to get a cleaner cut line and a better haircut. Here's a closer look at the cutting technique. Comb the hair out and hold it between your fingers. As you make each cut, use the clipper on the hair that fits between your fingertip and second knuckle. This helps keep the cut neat. As you work through each section, occasionally comb through the hair, looking for any uncut strands and clean them up. Continue pulling down sections on the side. Comb them in with the back section and use the back section as a guide for your cutting length. Continue until you finish the whole side. Then go to the other side and repeat the technique, pulling down one section at a time, combing it in, and cutting each section to match the hair below, using the hair you've already cut as a guide. To finish up, comb through the hair one last time. Look for any uncut strands and clean them up. Finally, comb the sides together in front and make sure the sides are even. And that's all there is to this versatile style. Our last style is called the fade. It's a very popular style which can be the basis for some of the far-out styles involving shapes and lines cut into the hair. Bobby starts at the right front of the head, using the clipper in a rocking motion from bottom to top. You'll blend the hair length at the top, going from the short length of the sides to the longer length of the top. Hold the ear out of the way as you work your way back. Continue with the rocking motion around the back of the neck, working your way up the head, blending the length as you reach the top. It's a good idea to clean up a section as you finish, going back to check for any hair you missed and cleaning up the blend line at the top of the head. Then go back to the rocking motion, working around the back to the other side. Hold the ear out of the way to make the cut around the ear. And then continue towards the front of the head, finishing the side. We'll work at the top of the head with a guide comb. Bobby is starting with a number 4. Again, it's best to start with a longer guide comb and work your way to a shorter comb. Just place the guide comb on the top of the head and cut straight back. Let the guide comb determine the length and work all around the top of the head. Now Bobby switches to a shorter guide comb, starting long and working shorter. Remember, the rechargeable unit has a handy AC power cord for use when the battery runs low or when doing multiple hairstyles. To get a square look across the top of the head, use a comb as your cutting guide. Cut along the straight edge of the comb with the comb level. Just as when you're working with the guide combs, cut just a little bit at a time. Patience pays. Work across the head for a balanced square look. You might want to use a mirror in the front of the head to watch your work. Use the clipper without guide combs to edge around the front of the hairline for a nice, clean look. We can finish off the style by putting a part in the hair. Use the clipper without an attachment to cut a straight line in the hair. And here's the finished style. Well, we've seen a lot of interesting and useful techniques. Bobby has demonstrated a number of ways to adapt these techniques to a wide variety of hairstyles. Now it's your turn. Practice, be patient, and remember, Wahl makes it easy. Wahl makes it easy to create styles from traditional to contemporary. Your Wahl clipper puts the world of hairstyles at your fingertips, making it convenient and economical to cut hair at home. Wahl makes it easy.
And now, Wahl's made home hair cutting easier than ever with VacuCut, the hair cutting system that vacuums as it cuts. Just hook it up to your vacuum cleaner, snap on one of the 8 cutting guides, and you're ready for great-looking haircuts without all the itch and mess. VacuCut stores neatly, too, in its handy holds-all case. Wahl VacuCut, from the leading manufacturer of professional hair clippers.